Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Lunar Way Live. Um, right now it's 9 a.m. the day after Thanksgiving. To be honest, I just checked and I didn't think anybody was going to register for this, but I have three people, and actually I have things that I want to look at my for my lunar return. So I'm going to play for 10, 15 minutes, show you guys how I move through my lunar return. And if somebody else comes in, cool. If not, then this will be pretty quick. Um, I am going to, really quickly, I'm going to try to create a calendar um for us so that we have an entire month of December. So if you were to click on my website, you would get like like in my brain, this is like a calendar of events, and then you can scroll, be like, oh, December 2nd is a Tuesday, 1 o'clock, Lunar Way. Yes, let me register. And you know, but of course, I that feels like a lot of work. And I've only had to do four of these in Kajabi, and it's like three steps to get one offer in. So I can only imagine how much time it's going to take for me to do this four times a week for 4 weeks. This Soul Star Mapping is launching. I'm launching her on December 4th, which is 6 days away. Um, that it's a lot. Holy shit. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I'm trying not to swear, but it's a lot. There is so much on the back end. Um, and so what I feel like the best thing for me to do is once Soulstar launches to do more of these demonstrations so that people can see like what this is about. Because full disclosure, Soulstar mapping will literally is like nothing you have ever seen before. I am using human design, astrology, the gene key, shadow work, my uh, life coaching certification, creating an AI brain, and then creating different bots. I call them contemplation companions. And it is my brain. And you put in your birth information, and it's like, hey, what do you want? Where do you want to go today? Choose your own adventure today. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Yeah. Oh my God. I'm so excited and nervous for this, you guys. Like, I am not, like, I have cried, I have done all of the things. So, enough about that. Let's have some fun and play with my lunar return. So, what I will do is I'm going to go through exactly how I find everything, and then we will take a look at it. So the first thing that we are always going to do is go to astroseek.com, type in lunar returns in their search bar, and you will come here. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I have it right here. I saved it on my bookmarks so that it's boom, it takes me right to the lunar return page, and I don't have to waste any time. So once we get here, we're going to go ahead and put our birth information in. Boop. 79, 11, 45. I was born in Oak Lawn, and I am in Sedona. Boom, boom. So once we hit calculate returns, you're going to see all of my lunar returns for the for 2025 and the one on 20 for 2026. Um, I am working with my November 23rd lunar return. It was just five days ago. Um, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the lunar return ascendant. Now, your ascendant is going to be the thick, very thick line right here on the left side, and it's going to have the letters ASC. That is for ascendant. That is the beginning of the actual birth chart. This is the point where your birth chart begins. So for me, for November 23rd, My lunar return ascendant is at 26 degrees Cancer. Now, what's interesting, and this is something that I'm going to put in when I go into the lunar way, is the fact that I have Jupiter right here on my ascendant. Now, anytime we're looking at a house cusp, and there is a planet that is very close, I want to include that planet because that energy is going to be part of what we are going to explore for that 28 days. So Jupiter is only 2 degrees away from my ascendant. So I'm going to make sure that I put that Jupiter is at 24 degrees Cancer. So that the lunar way then knows that Jupiter is conjunct, which means it's close to sitting on top of the ascendant, which is something that we need in order to figure out the lay of the land for this 28-day period. So the next thing that we are going to do is we want to look at the house that your lunar return moon is in. Your lunar return moon is always going to be at the degree that it was at the time of your birth. So my lunar return is always going to be 14, my moon is always going to be 14 degrees Capricorn because that's what I'm looking for. And funny enough, it's in the sixth house this month, which is where it is in my natal chart. Like, great. So my lunar return moon is in my sixth house. Now, what we can do next is scroll down all the way to the moon. So what we're looking for are aspects that are 3 degrees or less that are affecting your lunar return moon. Now, as you can see, I don't have much, but they are exact. So here my moon is squaring my MC, which is my 10th house cusp. And it is a 0 degree square. So this is really, really, really important. Now, if you're going to square the MC, you're also going to square another aspect, the IC. So square the IC. This is the fourth house cusp. This is the lowest point of your chart. This is family, femininity, it's a lot. The MC is masculine. It's the 10th house. It's career, legacy, public, oh my God, the word public reputation, right? So this is kind of interesting that the moon is squaring this masculine and this feminine point in my chart this month. Now it's also going to sextile my north node, which is our north star, what we are here to do, like what this is our big thing that we're the purpose, right? So sextile my north node. Now we are completely done for the overview with my chart for the overview. Blah, 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 blah. Mercury's still in retrograde for like, oh, tomorrow I think it actually is its last day. So it's gonna go out with a bang. I have a feeling. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do, since we're done with our lunar return chart for right now, we need to know where our ascendant falls in our natal chart. So with AstroSeek, anytime you click a link, it's going to open up a new page. So you can keep this page open and then click right here, and here you have all of your lunar returns for the day, for the year. Now, you can click on your birth chart and lunar return chart together. Now, I have been doing this for years. I've been studying astrology since like I was knee high to a grasshopper. And these sometimes still these the charts that have the transits on the outside are sometimes still a lot, and it can be confusing for even somebody who's been doing this for years. So please don't freak out if you're looking at this and you're like, what the shit is this? because sometimes I still do that. Okay, so we are looking for where my lunar return ascendant is in my natal chart. I happen to know where that is, but what there are two different ways we can do this. So the first way would be to look for the ascendant, the line, which is usually it's one of the 4 points that the line is thicker. We can take a look because on the outside is the transit. So that's one of the key things you have to remember when you're looking at this is outside of this is the transit, the inside is the foundation. That's how I remember it. Inside is really me, and this is all the external forces around me. So that's how I remember it. Now, here, I know that right across from my descendant is my ascendant. So even though this is kind of a little bit like you can't see the letters, I know that directly across from my descendant, which is the seventh house cusp, is the first house. So we take a look right here, and here's the ascendant, and then I just draw a line to the number on the inside. So it's in my 12th house. So my lunar return ascendant is in my 12th house, and and my natal Jupiter is at 29 degrees. Now, this to me speaks volumes for what I am doing with soul star mapping because Jupiter is the planet of expansion. It rules the ninth house like naturally. It's Sagittarius. It is expansion. It is freedom. It is higher education, international, like traveling. This is the expansion. So I naturally have that Jupiter in the 12th house. And now Jupiter is coming to that point. So in astrology, when the transiting Jupiter hits your Jupiter, this is a massive opportunity to up level. And here, I not only have transiting Jupiter right on my ascendant, but I also have my natal Jupiter within 3 degrees. So this is like honestly, this feels like blessings on blessings on blessings. Like that is what is before I've even typed anything in. When I have that much Jupiter activity someplace, there are blessings and it is room for expansion. The thing with Jupiter is that Jupiter does not discriminate. If you are in a place where all you are doing is thinking all of these negative things and how shitty the world is and how everything is unfair, Jupiter is going to be like, hold my kombucha. Let me give you more of what you think you see in this world. If you go out into the world and there is gratitude and there is love and there is an open heart, Jupiter's like, I got you too. Don't worry about it. Here, have some more of that. Right? And in today's society, I know how difficult it is to think positive every day. And what I have realized is that I can be grateful for 5 minutes a day, no matter what it is. The rest of the 23 hours and 55 minutes could be filled with whatever. I make it a point to be grateful every single day for 5 minutes for what I have, even if I'm in a shit mood. Even yesterday, like I live in Sedona, I don't have any family here. Holidays to me have never really been that big of a deal because I used to work them. I used to get this, all Thanksgiving was time and a half for me. That's all it was. And now that I'm here and like I worked yesterday and I was so grateful that I had the opportunity to work, that it wasn't so sad. I will tell you though, at around noon, I went to just sit down for a second. I was like, let me just sit down with the dogs. I've been up since 3 a.m. I've been doing all this work on the computer. I'm gonna sit down on the couch. I sat down and I opened my eyes three hours later, like just out like a light, had no clue. I took a nap for 3 hours. I was like, oh, okay, I guess my body needed that. Fun story. If you look at the Schumann for yesterday, that is when we had like this massive amount of energy like just come through and it was like through the whole and it's just it's amazing. Anyway, I digress. There's so many things we can talk about. All right. So what I know now that my ascendant is in my 12th house just by this. Now, if you're like, screw this, Maureen, I'm not looking at all this. This is a lot and it's overwhelming. I get that too. Now, this is why we know we want to write down the degree and the sign for our lunar return, because right here is all the sauce. So you will see that AstroSeek puts your birth information in on this left, the middle column and the transit information all the way to the right. Here we have the planets, but when you scroll down a little bit, we have the house cusps. And this right here, ladies and gents, is pure gold. So I'm looking for the 26 degrees. I'm looking right here. Right here is 26 degrees. That's the transit. I'm looking for 26 degrees here in my natal house cusps. So the first thing I do is I look for the little sign for Cancer, the little like yin and yang. All right, here it is. I find it in my 12th house. Is that it? Yes, that's the only house that I have Cancer on the cusp. So I already know that because this goes from the 12th house and back up to the first, because it's a circle, excuse me, it's a circle, because 26 degrees Cancer is between 8 degrees Cancer and 9 degrees Leo. I know that my ascendant is in my natal 12th house. So we have all of the information that we need just for my overview. So what we do now is we go into the Lunar Way. And if you would like, and I'll do this now, what I normally do is just type everything in because I have all the information, but I've been doing this for a long time. So of course I do. Let's show me. I love these little like these prompts. So boom, I click on the first one and I wait. Ah. So here it welcomes you to the lunar return, and the lunar way asks you for exactly what it needs to talk about the overview of this lunar return. So it's asking for our lunar return moon, the house and the aspects that it makes, and the lunar return ascendant, the sign and the natal house it falls in. So you can 100% type this out, but sometimes I'm lazy and I just hit that little microphone button and I speak it into the prompt because why not, right? I have a lot of Aries in me. All right, let's do this. So I'm going to do it this way. My lunar return ascendant is in Cancer and it is in my natal 12th house. Transiting Jupiter is at 24 degrees Cancer, and my natal Jupiter is also at 29 degrees Cancer. My lunar return moon is in the sixth house and squares my MC and IC, as well as sextiles my north node. Now, let's see if it actually got all that. Because oh, it did. Perfect. So sometimes I go on a rant and I talk way too long and it won't pick everything up. So it is just for me, and everybody's got to learn this in their own way. But I try to be like less than about 15 to 20 seconds talking because I feel like with all AI, it just gets very overwhelmed if you're talking for a minute or 2 minutes and it's trying to like transcribe all of that. So I try to go as quickly as I can. Now, again, you don't have to do this. You can always type it out, but to me, this just seems easier. So lunar return in Cancer, natal 12th, it did everything. All right, now we hit the button. This is the most exciting time. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. This cycle feels like a gentle yet deep. Yes. Okay. So, my lunar return, my Cancer rising in the 12th house. It is a sign of emotional safety and intuitive knowing. Life is drawing me back into my inner sanctum. This is a focus towards release, reflection, and quiet healing, which feels about right when you are about to birth something, that the time before that is this reflection. So I get it. And man, it, yeah. Oh, here it is. You're emptying out what your spirit no longer needs so that new nourishment can flow in. I love that. I love that so much. So the moon is in the sixth house. Highlights emotional work through daily life, health, and service. It is tending to my body, my routines, my work rhythm, and my nervous system. And it acts for compassionate discipline. Now, this is something that I have been working on for months, has been discipline and devotion, and what that really means for me. And I find that when my body asks for compassion, that I am more likely to just be like, you'll be fine, just suck it up. And not only am I 46, um, I just I don't know that my body and my emotions have that kind of ability to just shove things down. I really do believe that as I am moving through this year, that I am becoming clearer. My channel is becoming clearer. My gifts are coming online. I am more accepting of those things. And as that happens, I can no longer fake, like, I can't fake the funk anymore. Like, I just, I can't. Like, if somebody invites me out, as much as I know I maybe I should say, I can't. I the emotions are so, I'm so close to my emotions now. I'm no longer hiding them, that it feels like a disservice to myself to abandon myself by saying yes to things that no longer feel good inside. So, and it can be hard because, man, I am a recovering people pleaser, and I'm sure I still fucking do it. I'm not even gonna lie to you, right? Like the compassionate discipline with yourself to put yourself first. Like, I was a cop for 16 years. Like, I've been in customer, I've done all of my whole entire life has been put people first. I'll get to mine when I get to mine. And this is a month that's like, hey girl, you really need to put yourself first. And it can be hard, right? There may be moments when your inner needs, my moon, clash with external demands. You might feel the tug between showing up for others and preserving your own peace. When this tension arises, remember your worth isn't measured by productivity or perfection. I'm sorry, that's how I fucking lived my life for like 42 years. Oh, right. The growth comes through learning what kind of structure actually supports your sensitivity rather than drains it. The sextile to your north node is a beautiful sign. These adjustments are not just chores, they're part of your soul's unfolding. Each small act of care, each boundary you hold moves you towards your true path. You are refining the container that can hold your purpose. Like, mic drop, are you shitting me? Like, this is absolutely what, like, so precisely what I am moving through right now. It's crazy. Jupiter's influence. With transiting Jupiter in Cancer closely aligned with your natal Jupiter, literally so close. I'm in the midst of my Jupiter return, a rare moment of expansion and emotional wisdom. This amplifies the nurturing Cancerian tone of your month. Growth comes through softness, through trusting your heart's intelligence. You might find that your intuition becomes your more reliable gift, your most reliable gift, and that something you've long outgrown gently dissolves to make room for grace. This energy magnifies faith, faith in your rhythms, in divine timing, and in the quiet cycles that renew you from within. So this is literally, here we also have a summary. This lunar return invites me for emotional renewal through solitude and reflection. Thank you, Two Line. I'm like, yeah, I was going to do that anyway. Refining routines that honor your body and peace, balancing caretaking with self-nourishment, and allowing inner wisdom to guide outer choices. This month is about coming home to your quiet power. By tending to the small details of daily life and listening to your inner tides, you create space for deep spiritual growth. It's a cycle for healing through softness, allowing the unseen to guide you towards wholeness. Now, the lunar return comes back and asks if we would like to go deeper on a specific area. And as a matter of fact, yes, I would. I am launching my membership Soul Star mapping on December 4th. What house do I look to for guidance on this business adventure? I said what I said. Now, this is going to be interesting because I use the Lunar Way already. Um, I don't, okay, good. I was like, I wonder if it's going to pull some of the other Soul Star mapping stuff that I've asked it. But that's okay. Even if it did, we're going to roll with this. It's totally cool. So for business, career, and visibility, we want to look at the 10th house, public life, calling, and vocation. Now, this also gives us a breakdown of what the 10th house is really about. Now, I love this. So here's where some magic comes in. Because you're birthing something that blends your spiritual gifts with a tangible offering, we'll also keep an eye on the second house, the sixth house, but the 10th house cusp remains a key guide for your business and public impact. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give the lunar way my 10th house cusp, the sign, and where it falls in my natal house. So, let us actually, I'm going to do this really. Okay, I am still the only person in here. Okay. So, what I'm going to do now is take a look at my lunar return. Ha! So, my 10th house is actually what is known as the MC. And that's already in play this month for me because my moon is actually squaring it. So, this is going to be like super, super potent for me. Now, here I see that my 10th house cusp is at 13 degrees Aries. So now I want to know where 13 degrees Aries is in my natal chart. Bloop, Shazam. We're right here. We're back in at the hot mess. So I'm going to scroll down and I want to find the sign for Aries. Okay, I'm looking for 13 degrees Aries. My 10th house in my natal chart starts at 26 degrees. So I know that 13 degrees Aries is actually in my ninth house. So, and this is so fun because to me, this is like, duh. I'm going to show you. Okay, so we know it's in my natal ninth house. So we're going to type in again. I'll just type it in. My lunar return, 10th house cusp is in Aries, and it falls into my natal ninth house. So we're gonna take a look and see what's gonna happen. Ah, hmm. I'm also incredibly impatient. And I'm like, oh my God, it doesn't happen automatically. I am finding, and I think it might be the my own Wi-Fi. Um, that sometimes if I am on my computer too much, it just kind of my internet connection is kind of yucky. In my mind, if an answer here takes more than 10 seconds, the invitation is going to be to hit this refresh button and remind it that it's still on the clock. Because look, yeah, see, it's going to, you're going to have to retype in um your uh all your information, but that's fine. That takes 2 seconds. Um, here we go. We'll go. My 10th house is, I'm sorry, actually here. Ugh. See, you're going to see how, blah, blah, blah. Okay. My 10th house cusp is in Aries, and that is in my natal ninth house. There we go. See, sometimes, it's cold. All right. With Aries on your lunar return 10th house cusp, my business launch carries bold initiation. Not surprised. Soul star mapping is literally something that is brand new that is coming out. So I'm like, well, this fucking tracks, right? Fresh momentum, unapologetic leadership. There's something about this offering that wants to come through fast, direct, and unfiltered, like the Aries I am. Because this Aries cusp lands in your natal ninth house, which is the house of spiritual wisdom, teaching and mentorship, expansion, higher learning, and the bigger mission of your life, it shows that this launch is not just a business venture, it is an act of spiritual leadership. It's you stepping out as a guide, a teacher, and a messenger of higher truths. Like, this is the kind of placement that says your work is meant to reach farther than you think. Trust the boldness of your message. Now, I will tell you, full disclosure, I've already looked at this. And I looked at this a couple of days before my lunar return because I stack them. And when I saw this, it freaked me out, but it also felt so good in my body. Because for me, soul star mapping, I am just the first. I am the messenger that is going to bring this knowledge through. And the fact that it has come to me through a channeling, like this is more than just me. This is something higher, a higher consciousness that is bringing this information to us now. I am the vessel. So this to me is just like so, so perfect and potent. Now, what it does is it integrates this with the lunar cycle. Cancer rising in the natal 12th house. I'm launching from a place of deep intuition. Your inner world has been preparing this long before the outer world sees it. You have no idea. True that it's like, I'm a cry. Your audience may feel the emotional integrity behind what you are creating. Moon in the sixth house, this offering will depend on your daily devotion every day every day. Consistent tending, gentle structuring, nurturing the container. There is a sense of I'm building something I can sustain 100%. Moon square MC. You may not feel tender, emotionally exposed, or unsure as you step into visibility, but this friction is actual growth. I'm sorry, you may feel tender. Oh my God. You guys, I have cried like every day. Every fucking day I have been crying. Just the amount of vulnerability that it takes to put something out into the world that you 100% can't explain because it's yours and it's not is really, whew, okay, we're not gonna cry. I mean, we might, but whatever. Okay. Um, Moon sextile North Node. Your launch aligns with your soul's direction. Each step you take towards visibility strengthens your path. I'm sorry. So it also goes into what it means for my launch. My leadership wants to be seen, right? Aries on the 10th invites you to own your authority. Your message is meant to be expansive. Trust your intuition in the structure. Your work is meant to ignite others. Like, yes, please, right? Supportive practices for this launch cycle. I've been doing this, anchoring into my morning. I do at least one thing a day, right? Protecting my energy. I was invited out for Thanksgiving, a couple of people, and I didn't feel it. I'm like, I don't know. I feel very much like I need to be in a cocoon right now while I am working on this. Um, Teaching from a lived truth, protect like this is so much. And you guys, this is literally, we've just asked a couple of questions, and this is what has been coming through. Like, I don't, there is a part of me that does not understand why more people are not like, holy shit, this is the bee's knees. But this is what happens when we work with astrology's best kept secret. It's secret for a reason. Nobody knows about it. People are afraid. Oh my God. But once you actually get into this, you truly see how this works. This will blow your fucking mind. This will blow your mind. It is so, I have been following my lunar returns this entire year. And this has been one of the most successful years of my career. Like as an entrepreneur in 3 years, like it's been, I've never felt more like faith and purpose and like just a knowing that it's all happening and it's all gonna be all right. Um, so if this is something that you are interested in, I'm posting this on YouTube. It will go out to everybody who registered. Please come into one of these sessions. Let me show you what the Lunar Way can do for you. It is $44 for lifetime access. That's it. $44 for all of this information. Yeah. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Put them down in the comment section. And just thank you so much for being here and watching this and moving through and exposing yourself to something new. These are on Tuesdays and Fridays. Get on my email list. You get an email on Saturdays that will give you Tuesday and Friday. I'm still working on a calendar. I don't know. Like, it's a great idea, but I feel like it might be a lot of work. But who knows? Anyway, you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you on Tuesday. Bye now.